Hey friends, this is another friend episode, which means I am recording whilst walking, because let's be honest, we all sit down way too much and I have so much computer work, like calls and stuff. I'm really challenging myself. I'm taking many more calls on the treadmill. I'm going outside when I'm responding to client messages. I am trying to make the audio not suck, but I do apologize when you hear cars and stuff. Just pretend you're actually also walking outside. Maybe go for a walk right now. Yeah, get up, go outside, put on your shoes. Yes. Are you outside? Okay, amazing. So just pretend you and me, we're on the phone. We're actually calling, okay?
Hello, and welcome to Fail to Win, a show where we love to make mistakes and learn from them so you can turn your passion into profits and live life on your own terms. I'm Amy van der Putten from FastForwardAmy, your host and coach, and I'll bring you a new episode with simple strategies every Tuesday.
I want to take you with me in a couple of LA insights about let's say the 2026 algorithm. Let's already start predicting trends like 2025, 2026 Instagram algorithm, things you need to know. So a couple of weeks ago, recently, I sat down for a business talk with Jay Shetty. And Jay Shetty, I don't know if you follow him, but I have seen him grow from, let's say 100K to now over 17 million. And he's been really growing fast and he's really compounding. So he usually talks about love and meditation and stuff like that. But this was one of the first times he actually spoke out about business and how he has grown online. And it was funny because as I heard him talking, I noticed that a lot of what he says is very aligned with what I teach. And so I wanted to record a little mini friend episode on that and walk you through some of the things that are currently really important that you might be underestimating for your Instagram growth. And so one of the first things is the algorithm, actually. I think I've said multiple things about the algorithm in the past. I've been like, the algorithm is your customer's brain. And I still agree with that. I think we obsess about platforms when we shouldn't, and we should really obsess about our ideal client. Just today, I was in a session with my clients about your ICA, which is your ideal customer avatar, because so many people are always looking for the greatest hack to grow on Instagram, and should I make more reels, and at what time should I post, and which planner do you use, and oh my god, this week's trending sounds. But in reality, if you don't know who your ideal customer is, it's gonna get really difficult to make content for them. And I'm not talking about she's 25 to 45 and she has brown hair and curls. That is not enough. You need to, I call it the cafe conversation test. You need to actually know what she's talking about when she's having drinks with her friends on a Friday night, because that's when the truth comes out, right? So the cafe conversation test. So whenever I am in a coaching call with clients, I notice that when I ask them about their ideal clients, I'm like, yeah, so do you know who it is? Yeah, I've got it clear. And I'm like, okay, so tell me about her. What's her name? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, she's 25 to 45. Excuse me, but that is not an avatar. That is just like, you're just saying numbers, right? This is not an ideal customer avatar. So the first thing, if you want to go and win on social, I would say go and figure out who you're talking to, because when you're talking to everyone, you are talking to no one. Okay, now that you know that, let's move on to the actual algorithm, Instagram. So one fun fact that actually Adam Mosseri has been talking about, if you're not following Adam on Instagram, he's the head of Instagram, and I think every Friday or something, he makes a sit-down Q&A session. Sorry, there's a kid being really loud. Let me walk past. He sits down and he responds to questions. And one of the things he revealed recently is how important watch time has become. So not necessarily watch rate, but watch time. So although both watch time and watch rate are important for Instagram, watch time is currently the more, let's say, crucial metric, because it directly signals to the algorithm that your content is valuable and engaging, which leads to higher reach and ranking. So watch rate is also considered, and basically that means if people watch a really big portion of your video, that kind of signals that that is a good piece of content. When people drop off really quickly from your videos, let's say within the first 3 seconds, it kind of signals that it's not performing really well. We're currently testing out some stuff. I'm always using my account to test out stuff. The algorithm changes. And what we just noticed is you need to get at least 50% of people to watch past the first 3 seconds. And that is kind of like one of the good indicators. So when we're looking at watch time as being one of the most important metrics right now, this basically means we want people to spend as much time on consuming your content as possible, including replays. And that basically signals to Instagram that your content is captivating. And that makes sense, right? Instagram wants people to be on the platform. So when you are making content that gets people to enjoy being on the platform because they continue to watch and they're basically binge watching your content, that is just a really, really good sign. Which brings me to my third tip of the day. So 1 was know your avatar. When you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. 2 is prioritize watch time. And 3 is actually the thing I just told you about binge watching. So this is actually something Jay Shetty said, and it really related to me. Related? Do I mean that word? I don't know which word I mean. I'm walking. Binge watching is basically how people are consuming content now. Back in the early days, when I watched Grey's Anatomy when I was younger, I had to wait every week for a new episode. But now, you're feeling like you're staying in at night on a Friday night. You order your favorite fast food, and what do? You just binge watch an entire show of Wednesday or something. And so we have become this generation of consumers who just like to binge watch. There's this Instagram account I really love. It's Subway Takes. And they basically just interview often famous people on a subway about their take. And it's just really entertaining to watch because it's almost always unpopular opinions. And so that's very binge worthy. When you watch one video, you want to watch the other videos. And what you want to do with that is basically you want to create a show. You want to create one piece of content that almost feels like people are watching a show and they want to continue to watch. So one of my clients, she has a hair candy brand. Yes, you heard that right. She's selling hair clips, which we're going to call hair candy. And she's selling this in a format. Her name is Anna and the brand is called Clips. And she's been opening stores left and right. It's incredible how much she's grown in a couple of years. And so what she's been doing is she's been making these founder vlogs. Every week on Thursday, she releases a vlog. Her audience is loving it. She's not yet hit thousands of subscribers on it, but I'm sure they will come because she's really authentic. It's very binge worthy. And every day, every week, she really announces it with a lot of pizzazz. She's like, yes, my show is out. She doesn't say it in that voice, but that's basically the message you get from her. It's like, yay, it's Thursday. The show is out now. And if she misses a Thursday, it's like, oh my God, sorry. I posted too late. Something was wrong with the edit. She's really going all in that show. So imagine someone new discovers her. What are they going to do? They might see, oh, you have a vlog. Fun. Because, with AI coming up, there is going to be so much more information content. But what AI can't do for now is travel, get into lots of trouble, get into fights, go through a bunch of things and talk about that very authentically on camera, right? And that's what she's doing. That's what I've been doing with my vlog, just really talking about the real and raw, because this is the single number one, whatever biggest thing people are going to be craving, especially in 2026 and onwards, is authenticity, because there's going to be an information overload. Does this mean value content is dead? I don't believe so. I think opinion content is in. I think authenticity is in. And if you look at your own content, even when you have products, it might really benefit you to zoom out. So basically zoom out from the thing you're selling, because people aren't buying products. People are buying from founders. So they're buying from me because they trust me and like me and think I'm funny, or really unfunny, which is why they buy. No, usually people think I'm funny. I know, hard to imagine. I always tell my friends I'm much funnier in Dutch, but okay. And then you want to zoom out. So I have this other client who's in my new Authority Accelerator, but she has a clothing web shop, right? So she's selling really cute clothes for, cute women who want to look cute. But she also looks really good. You can just tell when you meet her, she puts a lot of care and effort into her appearance. I'm not a girly girl. I'm not good at, doing my hair and makeup and all of those things. But she is, and she shows up and she just dazzles. So we had a chat about that. And currently her content is just her trying on the outfits, posing with them. But the most logical thing for her to do, if she wants to attract more people into her world and create something that's binge-worthy, is to create a series. A series could be help me get ready for the day, for example. And she could repeat the same format and every day do that in her closet. I think a lot of clothes people do this really well. The fact that I'm saying clothes people, sorry, I actually have a lot of clients in like fashion and styling, but yes, like not my forte, all of the words, but you get what I mean. So one format. So the mistake we often make with content is, and this is why content gets so exhausting for so many people, because they're following all of these creators. And they're following all of these creators and they're thinking, oh, I need to do what she's doing and what she's doing and what she's doing. I need to make a vlog and I need to do Get Ready With Me and I need to have a sit-down podcast and I need to do interviews. I need to do trends. But if you actually look at really successful accounts who have grown a lot in the past year, let's say, I have a lot of clients who've been growing really quickly, it's because they have a signature series that people can binge watch. My other client, Stephanie, she just started a new series, which is really short, unedited content, just about opinions, just something in the beauty industry. So a lot of people relate to that. So think about, do you have a piece of content that's binge-worthy? When it's something binge-worthy, when it's either entertaining or there's emotion tied to it, when it's a repeatable structure. The fun part is you can actually repeat it, so you're not always reinventing the wheel. And thinking of content as creating a show, that doesn't mean a dazzling show, but like a show that people can continue to watch so they come back. And then, when someone watches the first vlog, then all of a sudden they're watching the 700 other vlogs and they basically become addicted to you and they'll buy whatever. I think, for example, for Grace Beverly, I love following her. She makes really aesthetically pleasing content. She makes everything she does look cool. And she has 3 different businesses. So one of her brands is Tala, which is activewear. Shout out to Grace, by the way, if anyone knows her, alert her of the fact that I said this. Because I want her on my podcast. I'm toying with this idea of like rebranding the podcast. More on that later. But so one of her brands is Tala. Another brand is a productivity method, which is like a planner and stuff. So I didn't even look at the content of her planner. I just ordered it. And when I'm in London, you can be sure I'm going to head to her store and I'm just going to buy something. Even if it looks like something I could buy somewhere else cheaper, I will still buy it at that store because I love following her show, which is her Instagram stories. Her stories are an actual binge-worthy show. When you watch the first story, you want to watch all other stories. So this is something to think about. So what did we talk about? We talked about, what was the first thing? Your avatar. When you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. Second was watch time. Oh, I actually wanted to say something about the algorithm. I've lost track. This is the downside of walking podcasts, but okay. Algorithm, watch time. And so the final thing I want to close off with is the algorithm. No, actually 2 more things. The algorithm loves depending on you. So the algorithm loves to know when you're posting at what time. And this is something Jay also confirmed. And I think we often think, oh, we need to post for the algorithm, but we don't really take it seriously. And a lot of people start the week really motivated with content. And then, by Friday, they just kind of like give up because they've been too busy managing their clients or managing their inbox. And they're doing the busy work, but not the proactive marketing work. So what you need to know there is that you need to be posting consistently. Let's say you're posting every Monday at 9 a.m. Do that at least for 4 weeks straight. Make sure engagement is high on that piece of content. And then the algorithm will start knowing like, hey, this person is dependable. Same time, same day. There's lots of engagement. Okay, let's start pushing out this piece of content. I can't tell you this in exact statistics, but this is kind of what you need to know. Same day, same time. Make sure you're posting reliably. This is not just good for the algorithm, but bonus points. Last tip. This is good for your audience and for you because you're signaling to your audience that you are trustworthy and reliable, which will translate to you selling, and they will subconsciously experience your products to be trustworthy and reliable as well. And last but not least, you are actually committing to something and doing the thing you committed to, which is kind of like when you set your alarm and you don't snooze and you wake up when you said you were going to wake up. You feel amazing, right? Have you ever set your alarm clock, put your workout gear ready, and then in the morning you smashed the alarm clock, you stepped into the clothes and you went to the gym and you're like, whoa, I didn't snooze, I drank all my water, I did my skincare, and it's not even 8 a.m. yet. You feel amazing. The same thing happens when you become disciplined about your content. You will start feeling so proud, so confident that, you just know you are capable. And so when people say post every day, it's not just for the algorithm. It's not necessarily for the algorithm even. It's for you. It's for your own internal algorithm, your commitment to yourself, your discipline, because you're teaching yourself, hey, I'm the type of person who sticks to her word. And that is going to make your confidence go up and up and up. And as a result, you're going to be creating even more. Now, I know Instagram is confusing. I personally love Instagram, but I don't love guessing. I feel like when we're just making random content, it's like you're boiling spaghetti. You take out the spaghetti, you throw it against the wall, and you're just hoping a piece of content will stick. But I've actually been analyzing a lot of pieces of content with my team, combined with some statistics and information we've gotten from Instagram headquarters. And we have clearly identified which pieces of content serve which goals. So when should you post reels? What should they be about? How should you use stories? And I know so many of you are wondering about that, and like how to plan in what content, when is top of funnel, bottom of funnel, what do you use carousels for, when is it a static post? So I want to help you out, and I'm going to gift you my Instagram cheat sheet. I've linked it in the description of this episode. And if it's too hard for you to click that, just message me on Instagram and just message me IG sheet. So not shit, IG sheet. So IGSHEET, IG sheet. I'll shoot it over. And then you can print that out. I'll include a little explanation on, what you should be doing, what to focus on. You're never going to be confused ever again. And from now on, you're going to be mega consistent, okay? Good luck. And let me know if you liked this, let's call it the hiking episode. And let's check my steps, actually. Feeling really great. I'm going out to dinner with friends. And I just don't want my business or my social life to block my health. That's the whole reason I'm doing a Happy CEO challenge. So, yes, you can be really proud of me. I have already done 11,400 steps before the end of my workday. Love this for me. Okay, go outside, get some steps in, and remember to be consistent. If you're being consistent, by the way, that's already like half the game, because 80% of entrepreneurs online are not consistent. So even if your content is shit, if you just keep at it, you'll win. Bye.